In this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can actually build a budget blue hive, as well as some general tips for you guys so that you can actually get this blue hive running. Keep in mind there are going to be some requirements, so make sure you guys do watch this video so that you can ensure that your hive will actually work. Recently, I have finally switched over to a full-on endgame hive. So I have my buoyants and tadpoles, however, you actually don't need them to actually run a blue hive. Now, the requirement that I was talking about earlier in the video is going to be a Supreme Star Amulet, as you can see right here. Now, this is because you need the passive Pop Star to actually switch over to be a blue hive. Now, how do you actually get the SSA or Supreme Star Amulet? You have to come over here to this area and you need to have 45 gifted bees. Now, we have a bronze, silver, gold, diamond, and of course the Supreme Star Amulet, which is going to be up here. It costs 10 billion for you guys to actually roll one. So I'm going to roll this right now just one time. As you can see, there are going to be a lot of passives, and Pop Star is what makes you a blue hive. So if you guys don't have a Pop Star passive, you cannot be a blue hive. Now, you can also get double passive. So let's say Pop Star and Gummy Star, as you can see right there. That is possible, but the most important thing is you actually have a Pop Star. Now, when you have the Pop Star, of course, there are going to be some other stats that you will be looking for, such as the blue pollen, crit chance, convert rates, red pollen. Those are generally the stats that you want alongside your Pop Star passive. Okay, so now that we got the SSA out of the way, if you take a look at my endgame hive here, you can see it is going to be filled up with buoyants and tadpole bees. However, my hive was actually not like this before. What you can actually do, well, actually, let's break down what tadpoles and buoyants do first, then we'll go to the substitutes. Tadpoles right here gives you the blue boost, which is important. The frog, this you cannot substitute that. We'll talk about that later on, don't you guys worry. This guy also gives us baby love and then some bubbles. So that is what the tadpole generally does. For buoyants, on the other hand, it gives us the blue bomb. Take note about the blue bomb and bubbles. You cannot have a substitute for the balloons, unfortunately. So you can see here we need blue bombs and bubbles. So now when we take a look at the passive for Popstar, as you can see, we need to collect 30 boost tokens so that we can summon the Popstar passive, which means we get more blue conversion and 2 times the blue pollen, and we can actually keep stacking it for a ton. And you also get the bubble bloat, as you can see here. Blue field capacity, this caps out at 6 times and 6 times convert rate at hive. Substitutes for the buoyants and tadpole bees, there are actually going to be a lot. So what I ran generally on my hive before, I actually ran Ninja Bees. Ninja Bees gives you the blue bomb plus, which is very important for pollen collection. And then he also gives you the haste, so you can actually keep macroing and you can move way faster than you would. Next up for substitutes, Diamond Bee. Now, Diamond Bee is actually very good. You get the blue boost and has the highest convert rate for any other bee, including mythics. Nobody even comes close to Diamond Bee's convert rate. He also does give you the honey gift, but we don't really care about that. We need the blue boost. And also the gifted hive bonus is extremely important for the convert rate, because if you guys are going for blue hive, convert rate is literally everything. And since you guys don't have a gifted tadpole, you will need some baby bees, maybe 2 of them. That should be fine. 2 baby bees in substitute for the tadpole bees. So let's actually break that down. I have 10 tadpoles and 18 buoyants, so 2 of those tadpoles will actually be baby bees. And then the buoyant bees, you will replace them. Same thing, by the way, you can replace tadpoles and buoyants with Ninja Bee, Diamond Bee, and then we'll move on to 2 baby bees, right? Next up we have on the list is going to be Frosty Bee. Now, Frosty Bee is honestly one of the best substitutes in this game, because he actually gives you the blue boost and the blue bomb in the same bee. We also do have a very nasty gifted hive bonus that is going to be super important, because bombs are going to be so good for mid games. And then, of course, decent substitutes, Bucklebee, you will need the gifted hive bonus. You also need the blue boost. So yes, you need to keep that in mind. You also can use Bumblebee as a very solid substitute, because you actually get bubbles and then blue bombs. So for your Popstar passive, the more bubbles you actually pop, the more pollen you will be getting, and the higher and faster you can actually fill up your bubble bloat. Coolbee and Bumblebee, they can be substitutes, but of course, if you're at the point that you have an SSA, you don't want to be filling your hive up with rares. The only time you actually want these bees are for gifted hive bonus. You need the capacity and then the cool bee. We'll also be talking about some other bees that you will be needing in the hive, don't you guys worry. And then, of course, mostly you want to be building up a ton of bubble bees, frosty bees, ninja bees, and diamond bees. Because again, these bees will be super important. So those are the substitutes for the 10 tadpoles and 18 buoyants that I have. I don't have a fuzzy alt, which is why I have a fuzzy bee gifted on my own hive, because again, I don't have an alt account. If you guys have an alt count, then you have one more space for, like, let's say another bee that you can actually use. Now, for music bees, it doesn't matter where you are in the game. If you're end game with a blue hive like mine with Buoyant's Tadpoles, if you're early game or mid game blue hives, again, you need the SSA. You want to have at least 3 to 4 music bees because it gives you melody, focus, and token link. These two are extremely important. The third one's only important if you guess macro a ton. But these two up here give you so much. And of course, this one, the Gifted Hive bonus, is also very solid. We'll talk about the event bee last. So I already mentioned the Diamond bee. The other bees you don't actually need. Shock bee, it's not extremely important, but the 1.1% white pollen is actually going to be quite okay. And you also have the token link and haste from the same bee. Frosty bee, you need the bomb pollen. Commander bee, you need the critical chance. I think every single hive has the gifted Commander bee anyway. You need the 3% critical chance. It's extremely important. Bucko bee and Bubble bee, you need both of their gifted hive bonuses. It's extremely important as well. Next up, you want Stubborn bee if you guys are macroing. If you guys are blue hive, most of the time you're macroing anyway. But if you guys don't macro, Stubborn bee is actually not extremely important. But again, if you guys are macroing, please get a Stubborn bee. It helps out so much in the honey production in the long run. Next up, the same reason on why Commander bee is so good. Looker bee gives you the critical power. So you also need the Gifted Hive bonus. You need the Gifted Hive bonus for Cool Bee for more pollen, for blue pollen rather. And a Bumblebee just gives you capacity in every single field. You don't necessarily need the Bomber Bee for the Gifted Hive. It's actually not that important. The 1% or the 10% extra bomb pollen is not extremely overpowered. It's okay to not have. But the Basic Bee is non-negotiable. You need the Basic Bee's Gifted Hive bonus. Do not use Star Treats or Sunflower Seeds or Pineapple Seeds. Oh, I forgot which one he takes. Don't use it. Just buy like 1,000 Basic Bee eggs and then just keep spamming. Eventually, you'll get a Basic Bee gifted anyway. That's how I got mine. Then now we'll talk about the Basic Bees, or the Event Bees rather, that we actually need. Now keep in mind, you actually don't need Spicy Bee, Precise Bee, Vector Bee. Those are useless for a blue hive. For the Event Bees, if you guys are pay to win and you have the Bear Bees in every single hive, there's nothing to talk about. Bear Bees literally the best bee in the game, but it's paid, so yeah. Cobalt Bee. If you guys are overfilling, overfilling means just like you can't stay in the field for too long and then your balloons fill up so quick. Cobalt Bee is going to be quite useful for you because he is very, very good and he gives you the 15% instant blue conversion of the Gifted Hive. But I don't run him because honestly, I don't really need him. Crimson Bee, garbage for the blue hive. Digital Bee, I don't have a Digital Bee, but some people do run it. I don't have it, so I don't really know how this exactly works. But I'm pretty sure Digital Bee could be quite useful. Festive Bee, after the buff, Festive Bee is a must-have in every single blue hive because he gives you the 1.25 convert rate at hive, which is basically another Diamond Bee's gifted hive bonus. You convert stuff super, super fast. It's very important. Gummy Bee, honestly, Gummy Bee is not extremely important, but he is a great one to have because he does give you the 5% honey per pollen. And then he does also give you basically gumdrops, which increases your honey by a lot. In the long run, if you macro a lot, this guy is super, super good. Photon Bee is useful for the early game hives. So if you guys are using Frost Bees and such, Photon Bee is quite useful. But after that, once you switch or transition into Buoyants and Tadpoles, Photon Bee is garbage. Puppy Bee is obviously garbage. The only reason why he's here is for the Gifted Hive bonus of the Bond from Treats, which is basically what I need right now because I'm still leveling up my hive. It is only at 15 and 16, so yes, Puppy Bee is needed, but if you guys are already endgame, then Puppy Bee is garbage. Tabby Bee, very important. Every single hive needs it anyway because of how strong this guy's passive is, so Tabby Bee is a must-have no matter where you are in the game. Vicious Bee, if you guys are just caring about macroing and making honey, he is useless. But for someone like me who's active in the game and I really like destroying the mobs way quicker, such as the Stump Snail, it actually helps a lot. Same with the Cocoa Crabs. Those ones, the bosses, it does help a lot. And he does give you the blue bombs anyways. And then he also has a nice passive or the Gifted Hive bonus. So personally, I do run a Vicious Bee for that reason. And lastly, we have the Windy Bee. Now, most people will tell you not to use the Windy Bee because it's so annoying. It messes up the balloon. But if you guys are just macroing anyway, then Windy Bee is actually very useful because it serves as like a token link as well. It's quite useful. You don't really need him. You can have him like I have, but he's not a must-have anyway. And so that does wrap up the very fast guide for how to build a early game blue hive as long as you have the SSA. It's actually going to be much, much easier. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more future guides. And I'll see you all in the next one.